What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update, and happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends, and happy Columbus Day to all the rest. And well, here we are. The market's getting slower and slower, and not a surprise today. Okay, today was a day we expected to be slow. It was a holiday. Half the markets were open, half the markets were closed, and by that I mean the bonds and the currencies were closed. The equities and others were open. So you don't get a lot of interest, you don't get a lot of arbing, you don't get a lot of arbitrage trading going on. Volume is already low to begin with. Markets were much higher early, sold off a little bit late, and kind of closed mixed. I think interesting to note that the Russell was the weakest under the most amount of pressure. The Dow was the strongest. What does that mean? Well, usually when the NASDAQ and Russell are weak and the Dow is strong, that means there's a little bit of weakness coming through. But overall, I don't put much into what happened today. I just don't really see a lot of reasons to get excited or to get afraid. I don't think the market's going to change all that much right now. You know, we just came off a crappy jobs number, but there were some things that there's people that are making a case for it to be a great number. I say that we don't have growth, it doesn't really matter, all right? And that's really what it comes down to. Too much debt, not enough growth, that's it. There's nothing else to really discuss, but we will have, of course, the economists and everyone to tell you how great it is, and I'll just say, okay, whatever. It's the markets are simply doing what they're doing, and there's no reason to step in front. There's no reason to get overly involved here. Let's see how the rest of the week plays out. I think one thing we have to look at, though, is oil. Whippy, but very tight range, means it's getting ready to make another big move. My guess is it will be lower. Gold, now this is a very interesting thing, what was happening with gold on Monday. Friday, after it hit 1262 and bounced, it bounced $15 to 1277. Well, Monday it was up another $12 or $15, all right, and we're now in the 80s. Now, what that means, it looks to me like there's a little bit of fear starting to play out somewhere. You know, it's not dramatic fear, but look for something to possibly happen this week, or maybe it's just something's going to happen in the Euro lands, whatever. Something is amiss based on this action, unless it was just thin trade. But again, it was an awfully big move on a market that didn't have much volume and much action. The commodities, grains were lower. Wheat got pounded down about 7 cents today. The livestock markets were very mixed. We were looking to buy hogs somewhere, but they never dipped low enough. But again, the entire atmosphere is very quiet, very nondescript of what's going to happen next. Obviously, a bunch of stocks were up, a bunch of stocks were down. Tesla took it on the chin. Others were higher. But again, this is not anything to get excited about one way or the other. I think what you look at here is the bonds had a little bit of a dead cat bounce, but they've gone basically straight down. So the bounce was no surprise. We'd look to be a seller of bonds at about 153. The dollar was a touch weaker, but it's had a very nice move. So not a surprise that it failed at its first attempt to break out of over 94. At the end of the day, it was just a really quiet, nauseating, nothing to do kind of day. It would have been nice to be on the golf course because there certainly wasn't anything going on trading-wise. Let's watch it. Let's see what's going on, and let's see how the rest of the week plays out. Earnings start in earnest on Thursday with JP Morgan. I don't see anything to be overly concerned about. I don't think anything to be overly excited about. I think if you're in, manage your position. If you're not in, look for something to do. But overall, it's just a very, very confusing, tight market that requires patience, discipline, and a lot of observation. Don't let the markets get you. This is a test of your will. Relax, observe, and let's see what happens from here. We'll be back tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update right after the close. This is Bubba on Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great day, everybody. Make sure you catch the Bubba Show every day from 2 to 3 Eastern Time at libertytalk.fm. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.